morning, afternoon, evening. Welcome to another webisode of Wisdom Wednesdays. My name is Steve Messam, and I wanted to thank you as we take this journey of finding wisdom in everyday situation. I know it's hump day, and I wanted to push you that in all you're getting, that you get wisdom and that you get understanding. So let's get to the chase. Regardless of whatever field that you may be in, you've probably heard the saying as it relates to the path to success as, if it was easy, then everyone will be doing it. It actually makes me think about this one parable that talks about this broad and wide road that leads to destruction, that leads to failure, and how so many people are on that road because it's the easy route, it's the comfort zone. But there's a select few people who decide to take this narrow gate or this narrow way, which leads to life, which leads to success. And the only key difference between that broad road and that narrow way is the boundaries. And that leads us to this week's topic, which is going to be on guardrails. But before we jump into the two key points of this week's topic, let's get a closer look at this whole concept of guardrails and setting boundaries. On your way to work or whenever you're traveling, you probably notice those iron and wooden guardrails that's on the side of the road. And guardrails are just a system that's designed to keep people from straying into dangerous or off-limit areas. And guys, on the path to success, it is important that we establish our own mental guardrails that serve as warning signs to keep us, to give us behaviors and principles that we can use that keeps us from getting into those dangerous or off-limit areas that leads to failure and not success. And this week I'm going to be pushing and challenging you guys to create your own mental guardrails to help you to not have any long-term physical, emotional, financial, educational, professional pain in the future. So let's make that happen. Our first key point to this week's topic is protection, for there's freedom when setting boundaries. Guys, I know it's our natural tendency to get as close to the line as possible, just flirting with disaster. But it's important that we take the advice of this Hebrew proverb, which says to guard our hearts with all diligence. And guys, our heart is our will, it's our emotions, it's our feelings, it's our mind. Because what are you letting in? What are you getting out? Because guys, if we probably had maybe an unfortunate experience where you probably crashed into one of those guardrails on the road, and yes, it probably left some damage, you probably had some temporary pain, but just imagine if that guardrail wasn't there and you veered off a cliff or you veered off into a canal. That's the importance of having these mental guardrails. It's for our protection. Another important point to the protection is to know that the boundaries are not walls, they're fences, because fences has gates. So guys, boundaries helps us to keep the good in and the bad out. But let's face it, we've all made mistakes. We've had failures. We probably are holding in a lot of bad emotions and experiences. So guys, let's open the gates and let the bad out and let the good in as we stay laser focused on that narrow way to success. Our second and final key point is direction, dealing with others within boundaries, because guys, we are responsible to others and for ourselves. The Apostle Paul once said that we are to carry, share, support each other's burdens, and he also said that each one should carry their own loads. And there's a big difference between burden and load, because the Greek word for burden means an excessive or overloaded burden. Think of a boulder, and there's no way that we should be carrying a boulder each day. And to bring that to light, that can be a tragedy, a crisis, or maybe a major loss in your or maybe someone else's life. And we should be helping or having someone else help us carry that burden. And then on the flip side, load, the Greek word for that is a daily responsibility. Picture a backpack, and obviously it's a lot easier to carry a backpack every day versus a boulder. And that can just be your responsibilities, your job, your feelings, your thoughts, and your emotions, because setting boundaries always involve that we take responsibilities for our own backpack, our own actions, our own thoughts and behaviors. And also, when you're creating boundaries, it's important to always have a support network to help you with your boulders, to help you with your burdens, or to help others with their boulders. Finally, setting and maintaining boundaries is hard work, not overwork. Guys, it's extremely important that we have a work-life balance, because overworking on our daily lows can lead to burnout, and burnout is just a one-way ticket to that broad and narrow road to failure. And also, guys, we have to put some teeth behind our guardrails. We have to back up our boundaries with consequences for ourselves as well as others who step out of bounds, because it's extremely important that we establish these guardrails to keep us from straying into those dangerous and off-limit areas, to that narrow way to success. Guys, I can't promise that it's going to be easy. It's going to take hard work, but it will be worth it. But that's all I have for you today, guys. I hope you found these pearls of wisdom to give you fuel to get over your hump and to finish your week strong, and also to see the importance of establishing, please guys, write down your guardrails that's going to help protect and direct your way to success. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this YouTube page. Also, go and check me out over on Facebook and like my author page, and follow me on Twitter. And I hope you guys have a blessed and great week. And until I see you guys next week, peace and love.